The following segment is sponsored by Knob Creek Vineyards.
Today we have made our way here to Knob Creek Nursery and Vineyards here in Johnson City, and I am joined by the owners here, Paul and Crystal Davidson. Thank you all so much for having us out here today.
Thanks for coming.
Let's talk about this. This is a beautiful property. Different parts. We're in the new tasting room, which we're going to get into more here in just a little bit. But tell us about the different things. So you've got a museum, you've got vineyards. There's so much going on here.
Thank you. Well, my grandmother's grandfather bought this property with his Civil War pension, and she built a museum on the property, genealogy, history. That was her jam, and she was born in the right place. But it's been a century farm here for 200 years, and now we're growing grapes on it and continuing the tradition.
Talk to us. That tradition has taken on a beautiful form here. You talk to us more about that. I'm going to break it down a little bit. Let's talk about the museum first of all. Let's go to the past first. Let's talk about that museum. Tell us a little bit more about the museum.
So my grandmother was born in the farmhouse on the property, and they always knew there was a cabin on the inside of it, possibly the first or second oldest standing structure in Tennessee.
Wow.
And so when her mother passed away, they tore that house down and had the cabin restored, and she built that museum to house all the family heirlooms. And she came from a Brethren family, and her grandfather bought this property with his Civil War pension, as I said. And
so it's been here a while, and it's here to show us the history of our region here.
Yes, yes. And people brought donated items, artifacts from their own, from this community.
Beautiful artifacts up there. And Paul, let's talk about the vineyard. Let's talk about, it's a beautiful vineyard out there. Y'all have got several hundred plants, vines out there. Talk to us about the varieties and why you decided to plant a vineyard.
We started it because we actually went to a conference up in Virginia, and I can't tell you who was there other than the whole thing, the whole weekend I got out of it was dream big.
All right.
And so Crystal and I, we dreamed big. We went and bought 100 grapevines. We didn't know where we were going to plant them. Didn't even know if her grandfather would let us. But he grudgingly let us plant them his way, and he wouldn't even let me on the tractor. And so the next year he let us put in a couple more grapevines. And it just kept growing and growing, and now we have roughly 40 rows. And so that's roughly a little over 1,000 grapevines.
And y'all are putting out how many different types of varieties of wine?
Well, varieties of wine right now, we have sweet, we have dry, and really our dry isn't bone dry. It's kind of on the sweet end of dry.
Okay.
And we actually have, being from Vermont, I have this one wine I call the Tennessee wine because Tennesseans like their wine like they like their tea.
Right. Sweet all the way through.
Exactly. So we do have a nice American grape called the Steuben.
Okay.
And so you get, when you drink it, you're going to get that fruity flavor, and you're going to think it's sweeter than it is.
Let's talk about this tasting room that we're in now. This is a new addition. Talk to us about the tasting room and what you're hoping to accomplish with it.
Well, this spot, this location, was where the old tobacco barn used to stand. And we took it down and built this building here. I wanted it to have a kind of barn-like quality to it, but still be very cozy and homey, and some place that people want to sit and fellowship and talk and drink wine and dream their own dreams, dream their own big dreams.
This is a dream for you and Paul. I mean, you're a husband and wife team. Talk to me about putting this all together as a team.
Well, we love wanting to give back to the community and have a place for people to come and relax, kind of an oasis in the middle of Johnson City. Yeah, and share this history with people. You make that connections, keep them grounded.
All right. Paul, when folks come here, they come to the tasting room, they go to the museum, or they just walk and look at the vineyards, what do you want them to take with them, besides a bottle of wine? What do you want to take with them when they leave here?
Well, I want them to have the experience. We are not a winery, we're not a tasting room, we're a community.
Okay.
And so everything about us is we want to be a community.
Yes.
We want people to be able to come here to do things, to learn, you know.
Just have a good time.
And yeah, have a good time, relax.
Thank you so much for having us out here today. Folks, Knob Creek Nursery and Vineyard right here in Johnson City. We're going to have all the information for you, how you can contact them and get more information about this wonderful property, this beautiful tasting room here in Johnson City.
The preceding segment was sponsored by Knob Creek Vineyards.